Ramble.
Thank you to HelloFresh, BetterHelp, Curology, and Attitude for sponsoring this episode.
Good morning, everybody. This is You Can Sit With Us. And today is a very special episode. You've got Becky.
Hi.
You've got Maggie.
Hello.
And we have our podcast pixie Miles.
Hello.
But Miles is coming out from behind the computer today, guys. You know him. You love him. You hear him a lot on the tripod. But he doesn't really come out of his hole over there.
That's true.
On You Can Sit With Us.
We didn't even let him out of his hole today.
Even today.
He's still currently sitting in his hole by choice. Excuse me.
Yeah, we invited him
choice.
to come and sit with us, but he has to run camera and sound. So
Yeah,
he's back there.
He
still.
still has to do his job. Yeah. But you guys, Miles is a really interesting person.
Please.
No, you are.
That's sweet.
Actually a very interesting person. I feel like we've known Miles for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Miles was like employee number 2 or 3
Yeah,
at
that's
Second
true.
Try.
Yeah.
You have single-handedly, created this podcast empire.
Well, I'm honored. Thank you.
I mean, you have touched every podcast that comes out of this.
100%. Yeah.
You're an actor in Candid Competition.
That's true. My early days.
Hashtag bring back Candid Competition.
I say bring back Candid.
But you are an improviser.
Yeah.
You are a fiance.
I am a fiance.
We recently had Sarah on the podcast, and she is seriously
A star.
my best friend. Like
A gem of a human.
I like wanted her to stay, and I wanted to be like, okay, so you're not doing anything right now, right? You can hang out with us. Also, she's so out of your league.
I know.
Yeah, Miles.
I like her a lot. Yeah. She's good. Nah,
What did you do to trick her?
I don't know. I think I'm just big and goofy, and it was intimidating, But also, we're so unbelievably similar. I think that.
I can see that actually.
Yeah, completely 100% similar. Like she talked a little bit about how we're both very stubborn, and that is absolutely true. But yeah, so I'm so honored to be sitting with you. First of all, such a different vibe from what I usually say when I sit in this seat on the tripod. So I'm honored. I'm excited to be, authentic, sort of a genuine, a sweet little combo.
Yeah, we're gonna ask you some of the deepest, darkest questions, and we expect real answers.
I will give them real.
I know you will.
This isn't the tripod.
That's the thing about Miles is I know that he will give us the real answer.
Absolutely.
But Miles, you did just bring up a great point. Sometimes you're on the tripod.
Yeah.
You edit Baby Steps
Yes.
and Guilty Pleasures
Yes.
and this podcast. So we're going to need you to spill the cocoa right now.
Whoa.
Which one's favorite podcast?
That's
to
so
touch. To touch.
That's so tough.
Or to
like
listen to,
to-
because you have to hear all of them.
Yeah.
I have to listen to all of them.
Like,
I
we hear you giggling in the background.
my giggle echoes through all the shows. I'll say that the tripod is, that was the first one. It's also the one that I really get to do the dumbest things ever on. So I really appreciate that for that. And it's also the tripod has come so far from the early episodes. I feel like now it just is so. It's so everyone's so much more comfortable. The vibe is so different because we started doing them on Patreon in the Rat Shed.
Right, I
there.
remember.
The rat.
And now you
different.
guys are on YouTube and Spotify and you just talk about all the
It's
time.
hey, I have to believe it, Becky. I have to believe that.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. But I also feel like Baby Steps, I've learned so much about children
Right.
and stuff like that. I'm constantly going home and being like, did you know, Sarah, that breast milk is I don't know. I learned lots
It's
of things there.
antibacterial. You put it on everything.
You can put it on anything.
Exactly,
You can
yeah.
freeze it and have it like a lollipop.
Put it in your bath.
My bath, yeah. I actually feel like You Can Sit With Us would be a good bath lesson.
yeah.
It's very soothing. I've seen that comment a lot, which I definitely agree with.
Oh, we'll strive to be more, just equally as soothing as we have been
bath.
previously.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I often feel like I leave this and I am just completely exhausted.
Yeah.
The opposite of soothing. My sides hurt from laughing. My brain is spinning. Yeah, it's a ride. Because you guys are fun. You guys are fun.
Yeah, I took a
Miles, you were
nap
part
after
of it.
last week.
Thank you very much. I am honored. I love being here, listening to all the sorts of things you talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because we
Speaking
have
of.
questions
Yeah,
about some
please.
of the things that we talked about. Because, I do kind of wonder, like, are you actually listening over there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So, Becky, do we have some like things that maybe we have talked about in the
do.
past that
Yeah.
we could like quiz Smile on?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We scoured the comments, which we don't, we normally stay away from the comments. We love you all, but we're not looking at those comments.
I really
We won't do
value
it.
my self-worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mental health is important. Don't look at the comments. But we did notice a trend in certain episodes where people would comment that they wish they knew what your reaction was when we were talking about things.
right.
Yes.
So I think we're going to give you an easy one here because
Okay.
this was in a thumbnail. We've discussed it more than once in different episodes. Miles.
Yeah.
What is it? How does it work?
Okay.
A diva cup.
Okay, a diva cup is I picture it like, when
You've never seen one, so you're actually like.
It was on the thumbnail.
So
He
Miles
had to find a
definitely-
picture of one.
He's trimmed it. He's
Yeah.
centered it.
I centered it.
Color corrected.
I color corrected the diva cup. Now, those things that you flip upside down, you put them on a table, and then they go and they go into the sky?
Yes.
That's always what I think of when I think of a diva cup.
Okay.
And you kind of shove it deep.
I think that's a diaphragm.
Yeah, that seems like a diaphragm.
Interesting.
But yeah.
Sure.
Same concept, kind of.
The way a
different
diva
things.
cup works is you kind of put it in there and
Where do you put it?
inside your vagina.
Okay.
Right? And it's pooling the menstrual blood. Is from what I'm understanding, right?
Yeah, you're doing good.
And it's just preventing it from kind of getting out there.
Yeah.
So it's pooling in that little cup, and then at the end, you kind of grab that thing, yank it out,
Yank.
Yeah.
and you're good to go. But that's as far as I know.
Pour it out.
Yeah, if you pour it out, you pour out a gallon of,
A gallon of
a gallon of menstrual blood.
Yeah.
No, but that's my understanding, right?
Okay,
Is
yeah.
that so far
Excellent
off, or is
understanding.
that pretty on spot?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That's
that
very good.
is.
Very good.
That is how it works.
And so, how exactly do you pull it out? Is there like a loop that you put your finger on, or like?
Is there a tool?
I imagine that.
Is there a tool?
there a
Do you
secret
use
tool?
A pair
I
of
don't think-
kitchen.
Shears.
Yeah. Oh God.
Snip it out.
No.
I think that for the most part, it is. It's a hand-to-hand combat type of operation,
I'd hope so.
and using tools.
Yeah.
And I also, like how when somebody pulls off like a surgical glove and it goes. That's so that's kind of how you're pulling out a diva
Yeah.
cup. It's going, and then it's
Not
kind of.
inaccurate.
Not inaccurate. Yeah.
It's like,
Did you have all this knowledge about diva cups before you became podcast editor?
No,
Okay.
I definitely have learned a lot
Yeah.
from this podcast, Baby Steps. I learned less from the Tripod Kill Divorce.
What has been the most interesting thing that you've learned editing all of these? It doesn't have to be ours.
Oh wow!
What is your most
the most
coveted
interesting?
fact?
I think that it's probably from Baby Steps because I feel like that's the show that has the most facts baked in, and it's like the most learning that's involved in there. Oh, you know what was interesting? The vibrator, using a vibrator to cleanse your breast milk out of your breast when there's a clot.
Oh yeah.
Was very interesting. I was like, I had no idea that it could get stuck.
Yeah,
that, like,
it could get stuck.
and
Yeah,
that
so
you can use a vibrator to that.
like
Yeah.
so you have milk ducts in your breasts, and like if the milk, if maybe there's like a part that got dry or hard or something
Yeah.
like that,
Curdled.
Yeah, well, that doesn't actually happen
Curdled.
because your body stays at a constant temperature, so your milk stays at a constant temperature. But sometimes it can get stuck in there, and then you have to just kind of massage it out. And a vibrator is actually an excellent way to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's like a vibrator can almost be like a Theragun in a way. It's like a targeted tick 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 tick. It's
Yeah.
Very
Also the Jancy Dunn episode, she talked about like conflict resolution and stuff a lot. And I was like, yeah, this is good stuff. This is good learning. I don't know. It was nice.
yeah.
I liked that.
We had Jancy Dunn on, who's the author of How Not to Hate Your Husband After Kids. Great read.
He was very cool.
Great read to have. Read it before you have kids, because it's very interesting and very good.
But I definitely learned, I think that you all come in with very interesting takes on things. And I'm very interested in that. Becky always has the pop culture goss, which obviously I love. Hot goss. And I love trashy TV shows. And I do love celebrity goss.
Yeah.
One thing that I did
does?
not
Yep.
do, actually, I'm curious if you've had this, Becky / others, the Charlie cold foam.
I saw you tweet about it, Miles. I saw you tweet about it, and I was like, no, Miles, no, not the Charlie cold foam.
I haven't had it yet. I told people I was going to go get it, but I still haven't had the Charlie
You
cold
guys,
foam.
Oh, the
I
Dunkin'.
feel like you're speaking a
Right.
different language.
It's
What
at
is
Starbucks.
this?
It's at Dunkin'.
It's at Dunkin'?
Isn't that weird?
So you would have to like make a trek in LA to get it. It can be hard to find time for yourself, and that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp will help you assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can connect in a safe and private online environment, and you can start communicating in under 48 hours. Send a message to your counselor anytime, and you'll get a timely and thoughtful response. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches. There's a broad range of expertise available, and it's more affordable than traditional counseling. Anything you share is totally confidential. They offer licensed professional counselors who are specialized in depression, stress, relationships, sleeping, trauma, family conflicts, and many more. So many people have been using BetterHelp, they're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/sitwithus. Join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/sitwithus.
You know what I'll say, actually, which is fascinating. This is a fascinating, this might be a celebrity pop culture corner that you don't even know about. So,
God.
Charlie D'Amelio,
Mm-hmm.
she came out with the Charlie hot foam, right? And everyone, the shot heard around the world. Okay,
Yeah.
everyone drinking the Charlie hot foam. Then she says that's no longer the thing. Charlie cold foam's the thing.
Okay.
And she has rebranded. I don't know how much money Dunkin' Donuts paid, but she has rebranded her audience, and she calls them the Lil Dunkins now.
No.
Whoa.
And
She's making bank.
they must have paid her fucking millions
my
of dollars.
God.
But
Dear God.
that is what she has rebranded. And she did a video that was like, hey, everybody making fun of the Little Dunkins. Like, don't make fun of it. If you're going to make fun of it, like, don't watch my videos. And
You can leave.
yeah, it's Dixie. Yeah.
Damn it.
Wild.
I don't
Yeah.
know what Charlie sounds like. So you're going to have to go get it after this and
Absolutely.
report back.
I will go get it after
Wait,
this.
can I just get a little description of what is it and why?
The Charlie Cold Foam, Charlie D'Amelio, you familiar? TikTok
familiar.
sensation,
Yeah.
100 million followers,
Sister
Something
Dixie.
insane.
something like that.
Sister Dixie. Oh, sister is
Si-
Dixie.
Yes.
Sister Dixie.
I thought you were saying her nickname was Sister Dixie.
Everyone calls her Sister Dixie.
Yeah, I was like,
Dixie.
wow, that's okay.
No,
I hadn't heard that.
Dixie D'Amelio and Charlie
Yeah.
D'Amelio.
Yes.
I'm just spouting knowledge
Yeah.
Yeah, you're spitting facts.
that I have.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're spitting facts.
I learned here.
Icons, of course.
Yeah.
Now, Charlie came out with it's just like a drink you can get at Dunkin' that's her branded drink.
But does she like coffee?
I don't know, I
It's-
guess. Yeah, I
Or,
think,
or was this completely out of the blue?
I mean,
TikTok kids love coffee. I
Yeah.
think. They love to get coffee.
and like have special orders
But
for
like,
coffee.
1,000-calorie coffees. Like, there's got to be like 80,000 ingredients in it.
it's caramel. It's like caramel
Yeah.
and sugar and chocolate or something like that.
That's not
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah, that's kind of my thinking too. It's more of a milkshake with caffeine, which is great,
Got it.
Yeah.
but just sort of a different vibe.
Yeah, I mean, sounds awesome. Like milkshake plus caffeine, two things that I love, but not coffee.
Miles is obsessed with those D'Amelio girls.
It's just so funny to me.
Yeah.
It's so, I don't know, there's something very funny to me about, like, I mean, obviously, the word influencer, we're familiar, am I right, girls? But
Ladies,
but it's just funny to me, like, that type of power and
Yeah.
at a very young age is
Totally.
Oh,
very
yeah.
interesting and funny to me.
absolutely. I feel like people who come into that kind of power at that young age,
Yeah.
like you need to go through some sort of like class,
Yeah.
to learn how to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
I needed that class, and I was in my 30s.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like I was a fully formed human being at that point,
Yeah.
and some of these people are not.
Yeah.
That's got to be really hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Keith said he heard a thing that said whenever you get famous, that's the age you stay forever. So that's why like Bieber keeps getting in trouble. That's why like child actors have like, because at a certain point when you hit fame, you just have like a lot of people saying yes around you. And even if they're not saying yes, they're still like, there's always something to get or give from that person.
Right,
So
right.
it's a hard way to mature. So you just like stay that age.
Oh, that's fascinating.
It's really interesting.
And that says a lot about, like actors too, and how, there's this culture of plastic surgery and like, just having to stay the same age, You know,
Mm-hmm.
like it even though it's it's your job to be that person, you can't like. It's almost like your fans don't want you to be a different person and be an older person. You know,
Yeah.
I've always thought that was really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember you, Miles, without the beard.
It was very brief that I didn't have a
Yeah.
beard.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like I didn't necessarily, you weren't always around the office when I didn't have a beard as much as like now. I feel like I see you a lot more week to week. When I started, no beard. But then I started dating Sarah, and I think that I got a beard because I was like, this will make me seem, she was a little older than me. So I was like, this will make me seem like a real, cool, confident older guy.
Oh, yeah,
Older
yeah, yeah.
guy.
If I have the beard.
I can get a rental car, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you worry.
Exactly. Yeah. But so Maggie,
Yes.
we're both fiancés.
Oh my gosh. I know. You got engaged shortly after I did. What? A couple months, right?
It was like a month. I was
Yeah.
planning my engagement when yours came out.
Wow.
Yours dropped.
So how was that for you? Like,
It was interesting to see how Zach did it because I was like, well, how am I going to do it? And I obviously I feel like I learned some from what because he was like, yeah, we did this thing and it was totally magical. And then I remember you passed a group of teenagers doing whippets or something, right?
yes. yes.
It's so funny. But yeah, it definitely was like, I was just like, okay, shit, like that's such a good idea. And I have to really up it to be this magical thing. But I was very, very nervous.
I bet.
Yeah. It was
Like, what
nerve-wracking.
how long did you have the ring?
I had the ring for, I want to say I had it for like a month and a half.
Wow.
How do you hide that?
Yes.
I put it in my desk drawer right in plain sight. Like I knew that she was not going to go in my desk drawer because like it's where I keep like my dorky like keyboard stuff, like mechanical.
Anything interesting?
Yeah, like my mechanical keyboard and like computer stuff. So I knew she wasn't going to go in there. But I also at a certain point I was like, I know, and she was out of town. Oh no, you know what it was? Our best friend Kendall was out of town. And I knew I needed her to help me pick out the ring because I had no idea. I still don't really understand like what is good, what looks good
Or
in
what
it.
size she is.
Well, right, I knew maybe the size because I think she told me. She's been very upfront.
Oh, good.
That's, you got to be on top of things.
I
Yeah,
love that.
exactly.
Communication.
Things.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
ring size.
So how'd
Yeah.
you do it, boo-boo?
So I got the ring, and Kendall helped me with it, and then they it took a while to get made and all this stuff. Went and got it, took it home.
Ooh, man, right?
I know it was from it was they're like lab created diamonds or something more
Oh,
eco-friendly because
nice. Yeah.
diamonds are crazy. And
Yeah.
so
No slave labor.
yeah, exactly. And so I had it, and at a certain point I was like, I'm gonna do it in December. But then I was like, am I gonna do it in December? Like, should I just wait until Christmas? Because then I'll be able to make it a big, beautiful. And so I just was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it on Christmas, which I don't really understand why necessarily. I just it's an occasion. It's fun.
She won't expect it.
She won't expect it. And I feel like maybe I told this story on the podcast on the tripod, but
Yes, I have heard.
you've heard the
I'm
juice.
I listen to the tripod religiously because I find it so funny, and so I have heard your story, but I
You're
want
right.
you to tell it again.
Okay.
But instead of telling it like you're telling it to the guys,
That's a good
Tell
point.
it like you're telling it to.
It's
a
sweet.
group
It's
of
going to be
women.
sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be way
Yeah.
sweeter. So I knew that I wanted to kind of surprise her with I don't know. We did a surprise party for Sarah 2 years ago, and she that surprise was really successful, but we kind of fully turned her world upside down, and we told her we had a friend who directs commercials text her and say that they needed a model for a fashion shoot.
Oh my gosh.
So we needed we were going to be background, and he shot foot brands.
Okay.
And so we
Wiki feet.
yeah, he was like, you guys can be background, we'll pay you $100. It's just you dress up in a fancy garb, you can come and you can drink and hang out and
Yeah.
we'll shoot this thing. And so we were like, okay, great. And Sarah was like, and then Sam was like, can I please text her this funny thing? I know it'll be really funny. Can I please ask her if she wants to be a foot model? And so he was like, oh, they're actually looking for primary talent. Can you send me a picture of your feet?
Miles, this is starting to become like a weird David Dobrik prank. What?
No, so she sends a picture of her
Did she get
feet.
excited about being a foot model? You better have still paid her $200.
Right. So he sent her a picture, or she was like, I gotta get my a pedicure if I'm gonna send a picture of the feet. So we go and she gets a pedicure.
Oh my God.
And she's taking pictures, and I'm like, no, that's not good enough. Let me take another one. We send the picture of our feet to Sam, and he goes, I'm so sorry, they already cast primary talent. Then eventually we go, and she tells me on the way, she's like, I feel so stupid. I really thought you guys were going to throw me a surprise party. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I feel like such a bad boyfriend. But we're on the way to our surprise party, and we're dressed up because I wanted to be in fancy attire. Yeah. And like we rented out this place, and they've decorated it all. And we go in, and she is like shocked, and she's just like, like it was so disorienting for her. So I knew I wanted to do something like that, and so I was like, let's do a fancy Christmas photo shoot. Like it'll be so cute, and we're unwrapping presents in the morning and getting the stuff, and she's just like like I don't know, I thought there was gonna be
oh my god.
Kind of she's like always one step away.
Sarah, shut up.
She's like Christmas. Oh, she actually said Christmas would have been a great time for a proposal, and I was like, yeah, I know, okay.
Oh man.
And I'm like, got the ring in my pocket. So we go through the day, and we're like doing nice things, and then I have her dress up in fancy garb because I'm like, let's do a fancy Christmas photo shoot, which I don't know what that is. It doesn't exist.
You just stand in front of the lights
now.
Yeah, we just literally were like, we went in the front yard, and I was like, let's take some cute pics. But we're all dressed up because I wanted her to be dressed up because I knew that would be important to her. It would be fancy.
Yeah.
And then
you need the fancy garb.
Right. Because if I proposed to her, and honestly, she was wearing, so she went, we do this whole thing, and then a friend of ours texts her and is like, hey, we have expensive packages for Christmas. Can you bring them inside? Because we're out of town. She goes and does that. While she does that, I bought like, I don't even know, so many packets of string lights, and I turn off all the lights in the house, and I put the string lights like down the hallway like an aisle, and then all in our room everywhere. So it's like this beautiful, like starry, crazy, like glowy thing, and it was very beautiful. And I put like flowers and stuff, and then she got home, and I was waiting in the living room. And she was like on the phone or something.
Hello.
And I was like, I think you should tell them you're gonna call back. She was like, what? Why? And she put her phone down. She was wearing a Try Guys hoodie. So I was like, you should take off the Try.
Take off the merch, honey.
Take off the merch, honey. So then she took off the Try Guys hoodie, and I had set up like a camera to watch her video. Which the video I can't watch it because it's so like heart center sweet that I just can't watch it. Our best friend watched it. She was like, please send it to me. And I was like, I don't know. But she watched it, and she wept. But so then I walked her, I was like, I love you so much. Walked her down the like beautiful glowy lights thing, and then into our room with all the crazy lights, and then did the whole thing. I don't even remember what I said. I was very nervous all of a sudden.
I love you.
Yeah, and she just immediately burst into tears and was just like, no. It was very classic. It was very sweet.
Now that the world is starting to open up a little bit more, our lives are getting a little busier, plans are being made, there's not a ton of time to go to the grocery store. And that's why I love HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store and makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh offers convenient, contact-free delivery right to your doorstep for easy home cooking with the family. HelloFresh is 28% cheaper than shopping at your local grocery store. Plus, you skip the checkout lines. HelloFresh is the first carbon-neutral meal kit, offsetting 100% of carbon emissions. As a result, HelloFresh's carbon footprint is 25% lower than store-bought, grocery-made meals. I absolutely love the pecan-crusted trout with the cranberry salad on the side. It was so fresh. It was so nice. It's a great summer staple that I think I'll make again. Go to HelloFresh.com/sitwithus12 and use code SitWithUs12 for 12 free meals, including free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/sitwithus12, code SitWithUs12 for 12 meals and free shipping. It's so interesting to hear that you were nervous, even though you knew that she was gonna say yeah.
Of course, I knew she was gonna say
yeah.
Yes.
Right?
It just was it's such a moment that everyone's like, yeah, that's the moment. So I didn't want to mess it up or say the wrong thing. And I think you also see in movies that they say the perfect thing.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, I want to say something that's really good. But I think I just ultimately, I don't know, said like probably the most generic thing ever. Just like, I love you.
I think that's so interesting that like, you know, guys get so stressed out about the proposal, you know, but like we just talked to Sarah and she remembers the first time that you guys met and you asked her if she was like a snack pickle or something.
Snack monkey.
A snack monkey.
Yeah. Snack pickle.
Snack pickle.
You know, and
I like that.
That is the story that Sarah is going to be telling your children.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and like the proposal is such a huge moment that like you don't even remember what you said. She's
No, you
crying.
forget immediately.
She's not
Yeah,
gonna
it was
remember
just
what
so
he said.
intense, yeah.
Like it's honestly, I feel like it's a feeling. You know, it's a feeling more than anything. It's just like this feeling of overwhelming, like, oh my God, we're doing this.
Yeah, it was just so intense. Like it was so intense, and it's also, I think it's that thing where you're doing something. I don't know if getting married is like this. I mean, tell me if it is, but it's you're doing something you've seen so many times in movies, and it's like this like rite of passage. It's also like graduating high school or graduating college.
Yeah.
You're like, I know that I'm sort of almost play acting this thing that I've seen a million times, and I know how I'm supposed to feel during it.
Yeah.
Like,
And you are in wedding planning stages right now. You guys are getting married this year.
We're trying to get married this year, and I mean, with COVID stuff, it seems like it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
The CDC is like, yeah, you know, you can do it with this amount of people, and if everyone's vaccinated, it'll be vaccine required. Yeah, which is wedding planning is so stressful. I know, Maggie, you sort of kind of were like starting to get into it, but it's it's looking at a list of people and being like, no, it's so stressful.
Yeah, you want to say yes to everybody, but unfortunately, it so easily can turn into just like convention size, and I know that
Right.
it's just very overwhelming.
Right. And then everyone says, like, we called like a bunch of venues and they're like, hey, we'd really recommend that if you do a wedding that's huge, it's going to feel like a convention. There's like, you're not going to have this intimate thing. So we're doing a family thing in North Carolina and then a thing here.
Oh, nice.
As well. 2 weddings, which I don't know how that happened. We were like, let's not spend too much money on the one wedding, so let's have 2 weddings.
Split it in half.
Yeah, it's like, I think we're still doing the same thing.
spending-
Yeah, still spending the same amount of money.
So where are you legally getting married? North Carolina or
We're not sure
California?
yet. I don't know. I also don't know that it matters.
It does.
It does?
So you need to get your wedding, like not permit, your wedding certificate like 60 days before your wedding
Gotcha.
in the county that you're getting married in.
Okay, cool.
Unless you're religious,
We're
which
not.
I don't.
No,
I was
we're
like,
not.
never said anything about Jesus to me.
I love
so.
Christ. No, we're not
Jesus will be our
particularly.
number one guest.
Yeah, not particularly religious.
Yeah. So if you do a wedding with a legal, which is what you would do if your friend marries you, even if they're ordained, that's not, you don't check religious.
Right.
You always check like a
Civil.
civil. Yeah, that's what it
A
was.
civil marriage
Yeah.
agreement. And, interesting. So
I only found that out because I had a friend who got married before us, and they had a friend marry them, and they marked religious because they were like, oh yeah, it was ordained or whatever. Or maybe it's the other way around.
But what does that mean?
It's
Ordained
just something you
versus-
have to check, whether it's like a ship captain, a judge,
Yeah.
a religious official,
Yeah.
Or a friend.
or there was something. I can't remember which box it is, but double check your boxes.
Yeah, I'll double check my boxes. We'll do a
they had
ship
to-
captain on
Yeah,
land.
they had to redo
captain.
their wedding
Ship captain.
certificate
That's,
because they checked the wrong box.
You know, Ned's got a boat license.
Whoa!
I drive a boat, so
I drive a boat.
let me marry you too. It's gonna be so much. I mean, it's like right after COVID, we're like doing all this stuff, and it's like we got a bachelor party. Sarah's got a bachelorette party. We got like
Tell us about the bachelor party, Miles.
Oh yeah,
Very
go
excited
on.
about the bachelor
Are the guys
party.
invited? Are we invited?
You guys are not invited.
Are we in?
Come on.
Ariel, I'm so sorry. I couldn't invite you to my bachelor party.
Wow, that's like kind of fucked up, Miles.
Pretty fucked up. No. So my bachelor party is it's like me and my friends. We're going to this house in Colorado, and I could not be more excited. All my friends live in
fun.
like across the country. They're like almost
meeting in the middle?
Yeah, almost everyone lives in different states, and so we're all just gonna like it's like my friends from college, my friends from New York and stuff like that. So we're all gonna go. We're gonna play paintball, which none of us play paintball.
Oh boy.
But we just thought it'd be a funny, like, really mask activity to do. We were like, let's play paintball
Wait, how close to the wedding is the bachelor party? Because you cannot hurt your
the
face.
night before. No, it's like a month before.
Okay, that's fine.
That's
You know
fine.
that's how Ned got stuck in the hospital for 3 months.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
paintball.
That's so crazy. With
Make
his
him,
leg
make him
surgery?
tell you the story. Yeah, make him tell you the story.
Oh.
It was paintball. It's because Ned gets really into things.
He does?
As we know.
He did what?
And
throttle.
so he was playing paintball and he dove behind a rock
Oh my gosh.
so that somebody wouldn't get him, and he was with his guy friends, Miles.
Yeah.
So I think it just like
okay.
it sort of
Ariel's
makes it
like,
worse.
you need to invite me so that I make sure you stay safe.
I'm just saying, know where the hospitals are because that shit gets dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully I
Yeah.
won't dive. I don't think I'll risk it.
dives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no diving. Paintball's scary though.
Yeah, you can
It's
get, what is it when
horrifying.
you get shot really close and it kind of, it's
Oh,
called
you get like a
bunkering?
bruises you.
Like a big old bruise.
Yeah, if they shoot you like very close, you, like,
Yes.
Well,
It hurts.
those paintball guns. There's a fair amount of like
Force.
coming
Yeah.
from those
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah.
No.
So if it's close to the wedding, you gotta be careful. No face shots.
Well, I think we
keeping
wear
them
a big
clear, the
mask. I
arms.
think.
yeah.
You could still
I mean,
get
you can
hurt.
still it
That's
could
true.
it could
Be
You can still
careful.
get hurt, Miles.
it can get under the mask and it looks like you have
Oh.
hickeys
Uh-huh.
and it shoots you through your like suit and then you have like pocks everywhere.
all
Can you
bruised.
imagine if like one of your adult friends had a hickey?
I would have so many questions. I'd be like,
I would
I need to know.
Be like, why?
How does this happen?
What?
Have you ever had a hickey?
When I was like a teenager, yeah. But
Okay.
I mean, like, not since 2007.
I was curling my hair with like a 2-inch roller and somehow it burned my neck. And all my coworkers
yeah.
were like, he has a hickey now. He has a hickey. They all kept making fun of me. I was like, guys, I burned my neck with a, and they're like, she burned her neck with a hair roller. Uh-huh. And I'm like, I swear. But it looks similarly to a hickey because it like scars and it kind of, well, it started to scab. So I think that's when they started to believe.
That's a
They're
vampire.
That'll be
I
a lit
see.
hickey.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, let's
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
jump.
Do you guys use arnica gel?
No, what's that?
Oh, so I bruise very easily. And arnica gel is the stuff that you put on, and I have no idea what it does, and it could be like an old wives' tale or like homeopathic medicine. But you put it on your bruises, and it makes them go away faster.
Yeah, you can take tablets of them too. It's just like a supplement.
Huh.
Maggie knows.
You guys know I am a huge skincare junkie. I love trying new products, and I was so excited when I found out about Curology. Whether you're trying to take control of acne, fine lines, dark spots, occasional breakouts, or clogged pores, Curology will customize a prescription formula with 3 active ingredients picked for you to tackle your skincare needs. Curology matches you with a licensed dermatology provider who gets to know your skin, and if it's a good fit, you'll get a customized prescription cream to address your acne, fine lines, dark spots, and more. I'm absolutely obsessed with the Rich Moisturizer. It's super, super hydrating. I love anything that's sort of anti-aging and just, kind of makes your skin look a little snatched. Take control of acne, dark spots, breakouts, or whatever your unique concerns may be with a powerful skincare treatment made for you today. Go to Curology.com/sitwithus for a free 30-day trial. Just pay for shipping and handling. That's Curology.com/sitwithus to unlock your free 30-day trial. See Curology.com for all the details.
You know what I saw on TikTok? Maggie, maybe you can confirm or deny.
Huh.
Confirm or deny as if it's your fault. I saw people eating papaya seeds to get rid of parasites.
Oh yeah, they said they were like
Oh.
pooping out worms.
Pooping out worms and stuff.
I haven't heard of that.
But I don't know if it's real. Parasites. Talk to me about them. What are they?
That's not good. Not something you want in your colon.
Yeah, they like living things though that'll like sit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alfred had a parasite.
Yeah.
When we
Dogs
first got
get them
him.
very often.
Whoa.
And depending on which one, you have to use like a different anti-parasitic medication for it.
Whoa.
Some of them are very resistant. It's not fun.
Ew.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Raunchy.
Very gross. Very gross.
But why papaya seeds? Is it because when you eat papaya, you shit your brains out?
I think that, but also maybe it's antibacterial or something.
Something
Oh,
about the seeds,
interesting.
or maybe the seeds don't break down, so they're just like scraping your innards.
Ooh. What? Who had parasites?
Somebody on TikTok.
Somebody on
It
TikTok.
went viral as
Whoa.
hell. And then
It
other
did,
people were
yeah.
like, I also tried it and I pooped a worm.
I also
I pooped a
and then you just
worm.
see him like eating these papaya seeds that like don't like they're crunchy.
Oh.
It looks gross.
I feel like that's something you would like in like 5 years, we'll find out it just like ripped the shit out of people's esophaguses.
You would
And they
you
have,
would
like-
know if you had parasites.
That's I think the
You don't just see that on TikTok and just start swallowing them and hope a worm comes out. Like you would know.
Miles is
Yeah.
currently spitting
would
out
be
his
like-
papaya.
Sorry,
Yeah.
will you go to the bathroom really quickly?
Abdominal discomfort, like
I've been looking
weight
for worms.
loss, like all the things.
Okay.
Yeah, you would know.
That's good.
So you don't need to have those.
But we digress.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Diva Cup.
Oh yeah.
And Miles, what is the wait, how do I phrase
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
well, to bring it back to like topics we've discussed on the podcast
Yeah.
that people were dying to know what your reaction
Please.
was. There was one podcast where Ariel had a suggestion for an internal ultrasound to be star-shaped.
Ah, yes. I remember
So,
this.
what is an internal ultrasound? Where does it go? What does it do?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
Well, okay, so
Is it a star?
That's a great question, and I have an answer for you. I'll say what I think. Ariel thought it should be a crazy shape.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you agree?
I
For
agree.
funsies.
Do you agree?
Sounds
You think-
painful.
Just for shits and
You
giggles.
think a little star-shaped something should go in your
Yeah, you and your
little
hoo-hoo.
pee-pee hole? I didn't think so.
Whoa. I think that okay, so an internal ultrasound, here's how I think it works.
Okay.
You know, like a radio tower, and it's like shooting off radio waves, right?
Mm-hmm,
They're just putting like a big kind of like
like
Yeah,
an
how
Eiffel
big is
Tower.
it, Miles? Miles, is it this big?
I think
is it
that it.
this big?
Well, it's not the question that I have. Is how girthy is it? Because I think that it's it's not about how long it is. It's about that it's like I think it's like this long-ish.
Well,
Then it's like relatively thin. Is that correct? And then they're putting it in your hoo-ha,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then it is sort of like blasting radio waves. To be like you know, in like in a science fiction movie, they're like, we've got to see what this cave system looks like, and they're like, and it's like a little robot, and it's like mapping the caves.
Again, not entirely inaccurate.
Yeah, not entirely wrong. So does Sarah have a curling wand?
Yes,
Like a hair curling
yeah,
wand?
sure. Uh-huh.
That's what the tool looks like.
That's what I figured. Yeah,
It's like tapered.
but it's not hot.
It's not. I think it'd be more comfortable if they like warmed it up first.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I think they cover them in silicone, so it's like this
Yeah.
nice, like you could use it to stir a soup or something.
Oh, a multi-purpose.
Yeah, you get a little
Yeah.
condom that goes on it.
Yeah, you get a little condom that goes
so
on
you
it.
don't get soup in your.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You don't want that.
But yeah, they're kind of they're like in a shape of a little rocket ship.
Yeah.
Or
You could say it.
yeah.
Penis.
A penis, but they're not because they don't have
They're
heads
not,
on
yeah,
them.
Okay,
there's no
got it.
heads. It's
Yeah.
smooth.
Got it.
Yeah,
very
and then they use the little thing that you see on like Grey's Anatomy.
You're right. I'm familiar.
But
very
it's
familiar.
also while that thing's inside of you.
You're right. So it's blasting radio waves, and they're
Yeah.
like receiving the radio waves from the ultrasound. They're like beep boop beep boop. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that. That's awesome.
But not like pencil thin. They're
No,
Why do they do? Oh, that's big.
they're like.
Why do they do internal ultrasounds versus external ultrasounds? What are they looking for?
so
Depends.
in pregnancy,
Yeah.
they do internal ultrasounds early in pregnancy because an external ultrasound can't find the baby.
Huh.
So they'll be like they'll take the little guy and they'll be looking around like where is it? But if you do the internal ultrasound, they're like there's the cervix, there's the baby.
I see. It's like a little
You get like
more-
a better picture.
Yeah,
better
exactly.
roadmap. Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Nice.
And then I was getting internal ultrasounds every 2 weeks because they had to measure the size of my cervix.
Right.
And like how thick it was. And you can't do that with the ultrasound on your belly. You have to do it with the ultrasound basically on your cervix.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Fascinating.
Magic
I know.
wand.
I know. It is fascinating.
I've had to have one when they didn't know where my IUD was.
That's why I had it. Yeah,
They were looking
they're fishing. They're
Yep.
like, where'd you go?
Miles, what's an IUD?
An IUD is
Well, what does IUD stand for?
intermediate ultimate
Go on.
diaper. No, an IUD, birth control, Illuminati, ultra. Yeah.
So where does it go?
It can go in your arm.
No.
What's the one that's
Wait, can we just replay that again? Can we just get Miles' face?
There is
type
one.
of birth control that
It's
you put in
called
your arm. But
Implanon.
IUD.
That is not an
in
IUD.
your arm.
But it is implanted. That
It's
is correct.
implanted. Yeah, that's the implant.
it can go in your arm, but they can also put it in your hoo-hoo. But I think
They're not one for ones.
Not one for one.
not.
Different device.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that
Because-
goes in your arm is like a copper medallion, right?
I have no idea. I haven't gotten that.
There is a copper IUD.
There's
Oh.
And
the
they
one that
look
looks like a
like
T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It basically has two little arms that's
Uh-huh.
like blocking off your fallopian tubes.
That is how I pictured it. It
Yeah.
goes in and it's like,
Yeah.
no.
But the
Yeah,
one
it goes no.
Well, it also
Stop.
thickens your mucus, like your
So that
mucus
it-
and the
so that it's
lining,
not
so that when the
just-
sperm comes in, it's like
It's
It's
not
just
just
like,
his little arms.
no.
It's like
Yeah.
a full thing.
And I-
Get out of here.
and I think
Yeah.
the one that goes into your arm is just like a straight bar.
yeah.
So
Interesting.
you aren't far off.
It's this big.
No,
Yeah.
it's like
It's probably like
this
this
It's a
big.
straight bar. It's just a little piece of
little
copper.
bit.
it's
But
probably
the
like the
one-
size of a toothpick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that goes
Little
in your
thicker.
arm is just, it's basically like it's sending hormones.
Yep.
Yeah.
It, to so that you don't produce eggs.
Right.
But the IUD is physically holding the eggs back.
And it does, some of them have, the copper one is
And some of-
non-hormonal.
yeah, and some of them have
You're
hormones.
right. Interesting.
Yeah.
I have the Mirena, which has hormones.
Morena, baby.
Morena, woot, woot.
Morena.
Have you ever-
Morena and Moderna, girl. I got all
Moderna.
my M's covered.
Wow.
Yes. Have you ever seen an IUD come out? Have you seen it once it's
I've
been
had
in for a while?
I've seen mine come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I assume it just slurps out.
Yeah.
It does.
You know.
It does. But
What does
but-
it look like?
But you were talking about
little tea.
how they get covered in like mucusy stuff.
Yeah, because it makes your uterine lining thicker, the
but
mucus in
but
your
it
lining
comes out
thicker.
and
It's softer.
it is not the same as it went in.
No.
Interesting.
Anywho, IUD stands for intrauterine
Device.
device.
Nice. Okay, cool. I get that. I don't know why there's not, unless there is. I know they're doing experiments on male birth control, but I feel like it didn't take off, unless it exists and I'm just ignorant to it.
They were
I did.
trialing it, but it had too many side effects.
Oh, gotcha.
Really? Too many
Boo-hoo.
Because, you know.
Well, female birth control also has a shit ton of side effects. So that's the whole point.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't that the whole thing with the J&J vaccine? It was like, this
Yes.
causes blood clots, and it's like, well, birth control.
I think it was
causes-
like the J&J vaccine was like 1 in 100,000 would get a blood clot. If you take hormonal birth control,
like
it's 1
one.
in 10,000.
Right, it's like-
or something like much. It's a much
Yeah.
smaller
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed
window.
Right.
Yeah, but you know, blood clots are scary. But you know, it's not scary getting the vaccine.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And every person in the United States is eligible to get it right now.
Get
right.
that shit,
And
baby.
Everyone in this room
Oh.
is wax and vax,
Wax
baby.
and vax, baby.
Feels
So we'd
so
love if
good.
you went and got
Feels
waxed and
so
vaxxed as well.
It does feel so good.
It actually does feel good.
Now when I get a headache, I don't think I have COVID.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which for the last year, it was a lot.
Anytime I choke on food and
Yeah.
I start coughing, I don't have to look around and say I don't have COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was stressful.
Well, I still do that actually.
Yeah. Although I will say recently, now that because I don't know, for whatever reason, recently I've been like, get like headaches. I'm all achy. And I'm like, oh, it's because I sit all day.
you sit at your
everything.
computer.
It's because I'm sitting at my computer all day. So I'm like, yeah, I guess I just should just exercise and I don't have COVID. I just
Yeah.
need to like work out.
Yeah.
Okay, Miles.
Yeah, what's up?
What is Clan of the Cave Bear?
Okay, Clan of the Cave Bear is a saucy novel written by Ariel Fulmer. Now, Clan of the Cave Bear is a novel.
I mean, kind of.
You love smut, and I love that about you.
I feel like my smutty books are like your smutty TV shows.
that's true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love a steamy TV show. I mean, I've talked about it to this point so many times, but Grey's Anatomy, sexy doctors in their element, having fun, doing it, and saving lives. And that's
Saving lives.
Yeah. Whenever Maggie's like, I just came from work, I'm like, oh yeah,
Oh,
I
how
know
was
just
that?
what that's like. I know exactly what you're doing at work, you pervert.
You little sicko.
You little sickos.
I know what hospitals are like.
I know what those stairwells are like.
The dirty little not-so-secret about the bedding aisle is that while cotton may be the most popular fabric for sheets, duvets, and pillowcases, it's also the most damaging to our planet. That's why I'm so excited to introduce you to Ettitude. By using 100% organic bamboo fabric, Ettitude sheets save 500 times more water than cotton and produce 52% less carbon emissions, so they're comfortable for you and the environment. I love how soft they are. They come in a variety of colors. We recently put the cream color in the guest house, and it definitely just sort of elevated the area. Ettitude's 100% organic bamboo fabric has a unique, silky smooth, and feathery soft texture that's similar to silk. It delivers unparalleled comfort that actually feels better than cotton. Try any Ettitude bedding for 30 nights. If you're not completely satisfied, return it for a full refund. Right now, you can get 20% off your order plus free shipping when you visit ettitude.com/sitwithus and enter promo code SITWITHUS. Remember, that's Ettitude, as in eco attitude. Order today for free shipping and 20% off your order at ettitude.com/sitwithus. Promo code SITWITHUS.
Oh my God.
But Clan of the Cave Bear is about, I feel like it was about a woman who couldn't speak any language. And she is sucking and fucking everybody in all the tribes in the land. And for some reason, there's like, maybe she's the chosen one. And she has to save the planet from something.
I remember there was something about penises.
Oh, his
Doesn't he have,
dick
like,
is
a
too
huge-
big.
Dick.
He's got a big old dick, and she's got a big old vagina, and they're the only people
perfect for
perfect
each
for each
other.
other. Fascinating.
Like a sensory
Very
toy.
good.
Like the
Very
circle
good.
goes in a circle, square goes in a
Yeah,
square.
it does seem like a smutty novel written by somebody who like hasn't taken human anatomy. Like a 14-year-old, it's like, yeah, that's what sex is.
And his big, girthy penis went into her wide vagina.
Oh man. No, I do feel like, okay, so people say that the Clan of the Cave Bear is like it's like not historically accurate, because like who would know? but there's all of these archaeological details and like, you know, sort of details that you would get at like a natural history museum,
Yeah.
and not in like a
Smutty novel.
smutty novel. And so some people like they'll say that I couldn't get through it because I came for the smut, but like half the book is actually just talking about like tools.
Yeah, too much plot.
It's not even plot. It's just like historical facts.
It sounds good. I think I might have to watch it.
I think you should read
When
it.
Because it is a show, too. What's it just about?
It was a movie in the 80s with Daryl Hannah.
Right.
That
But-
movie
Funny.
poster looks insane.
I know. It's Daryl Hannah with like face paint, and
boy.
yeah, it's something else.
Yeah.
And, so anybody that's listening, just Google a YouTube clip of Clan of the Cave Bear, and like, you know, the promotional video. It's really
It
something.
reminds me that when you were describing the plot, I remember it reminded me a lot of the Netflix original show Cursed with Katherine Langford, aka Hannah Baker of 13 Reasons Why fame.
my God.
Right.
So Hannah Baker starred in Cursed, which was a totally nonsense fantasy TV show.
Oh, watched it, loved it.
You loved it?
Yeah.
My favorite
but,
character was the girl at the end. I guess I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, wait, what the heck, man?
But there's a girl who's like a nun, and then she sort of like has a character arc, but she was cool. But otherwise, the show was wild, and Katherine Langford was fine.
You guys watching Shadow and Bone?
No,
Speaking
what's
of
that?
fantasy.
I need to. Yeah, Becky texted me about this new show. I'm all in.
Yeah, so there's a new show, Shadow and Bone. It's like 8 episodes, Miles. You need to get on it, because
I gotta get
otherwise
on
you're
it.
not going to know what the kids are talking about.
No, I gotta
But
get
what
Everyone's
are the kids
obsessed
talking
with
about
it.
right now? Because
Ben Barnes, that's who everyone's talking about. This saucy minx that's in the show, and he's like supposed to be bad, but actually he's like very like beautiful.
like steamy good.
Yeah, steamy good, but it's also like a kid's show. But apparently the TV show's better than the book, because in the book it was a little more like problematic and toxic, and in the TV show you're like, oh,
They just glazed over that.
No, they made it less of like a power dynamic and made it more of like a conscious choice that two people make to be like in love. And then they also like moved. It's because it's part of a longer series, but I guess they moved things into the series that weren't in the Shadow and Bone book. They moved things from like this other book, so it was better.
And he's in Westworld too. I just looked at his picture.
Yeah,
he is a hunky little piece, but he is also in Westworld.
He was in Westworld. He's also in Stardust. If you saw that movie, it's an oldie but a goodie.
Wait, really? Stardust?
You would love You love Stardust.
Yeah,
I know Stardust.
I do. But
he plays.
Is this man
dad.
ageless?
He is 9 years old.
He looks. He's like really 45. Good. I just saw a pic.
Yeah,
Stardust is not new.
So the main girl in it is like Jessie May is like, or Jessie Mai. I have to look up how you say her name. She's 25, I think, and Ben Barnes, who you're like truly rooting for her to be with all the time, even though he's like
isn't his
so
like,
obviously
40s?
Evil at the beginning. You're like, this man is evil, but like, please kiss.
Whoa.
He's like 45. Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, he's old.
No, he's hunky. I just saw the pic. I would love a trashy TV show, if I may. So actually, you were asking me if I had anything to promote. Yeah. I do commentary tracks with Pretty Much It. Huge shout out. But we watch trashy TV shows and we do commentary tracks where we talk through them. Yeah. And we've done a million of them. But one we just watched was it was unbelievable, was Gaten Matarazzo of Stranger Things. Is it
the prank show?
Has a prank show, and it's
oh my gosh,
it's one of the craziest things ever. They also like definitely shot it all during COVID, but tried to make it seem like they didn't. So like in one they all have like face shields, but you're like, okay, so, and you can see that like some people have like gator masks around their necks.
Okay.
But they're trying to hide it. And auspice of a prank show, Punked. It's Ashton Kutcher. At the end, Ashton Kutcher comes out. Everybody knows Ashton Kutcher. Oh my God, it's Ashton Kutcher. Wow, I'm on Punked, right? Everyone knows the show. When Gaten Matarazzo comes out, everyone's like, who the fuck are you?
Who is this child?
And he's like, hey, everybody chill. And people like don't recognize him. So they're like, what? What? And he's like, it's me, Gaten Matarazzo. You're on my prank show. And they're like, okay. All right. Sure.
Okay, young Gavroche from Broadway fame.
Gavroche. And somebody literally goes, oh shit, I'm on Stranger Things.
Did you ever watch, I feel like you would enjoy the Jamie Kennedy experience?
I do remember watching the Jamie Kennedy Experience. And also at the coffee shop, Brew, the coffee shop in Los Feliz. I used to work there all the time, like on my computer. And Jamie Kennedy was in there every day working on something on his laptop. Wow. And that was a true blast. Yeah. But he had a punk show.
He had a prank show, but it was like always incredibly bizarre. Like my favorite one that like still makes me cry laughing is he has this person like who's volunteering in like a vet office. And the veterinarian comes out and tells him that like they're hinting at they're doing experiments on animals. And the guy's kind of like, what?
I think I've seen this
and
one.
then they have a person that is dressed like a little like mole rat, but like head to toe just pops out of like a vent and starts like running around.
Oh my God.
I remember it tickled me to know. I used to love Jamie Kennedy. I was like, Keith, let's watch Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
When I was little, I was like, this movie's so funny.
Oh yeah, that movie does not hold up.
1 minute.
Holy shit.
1 minute as long as I could go. And I was like, wow, no, nope. We're never watching this movie again.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Nope.
That movie's been scrubbed from the record, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it's so not bad.
It's not okay.
Nothing that happened in that movie was okay.
Oh no.
Nope.
I do love, I think that like there's such a thin line between when prank shows feel too mean. It's like, I hate mean pranks. Like obviously like it's like, oh, it doesn't feel like anyone's on the same board. But I watched Bad Trip recently, which is the Eric Andre and I forget the other guy's name, but and Tiffany Haddish is in it too. But it's so great because it's a prank show, but all the pranks are actually about like crazy things happening and random people stepping up and being the hero and trying to help out. And it feels so positive. Like one of them, like Eric Andre is like, oh my God, that's the girl of my dreams. She's across the street. Like we went to high school together. And she's like walking up and he's like, help me, come on. Like, do I look okay? And all of a sudden like a vacuum cleaner like pulls all of his clothes off up and he's buck naked.
What? So wait, is this What Would You Do with Eric Andre?
Yeah, pretty much. And so he's like buck naked, and this guy's like, "Oh my god, man!" Like, and he's like, "The girl of my dreams is right there. Like, can you help me put the clothes on or something?" And he's like, "I mean, okay, like you can take that coat." And everyone's like being really helpful, and it's so fucking funny. Highly recommend. And it has a whole like, it's a prank show, but it has a through line of like these people trying to get something done, and there's characters, but there are pranks that are happening along the way. It's so fucking funny.
Like a vacuum cleaner.
Heath did a video at BuzzFeed with Eric Andre.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he said he's never been like, no, like celebrity has never like antagonized him that much. Like Eric Andre's like thing is to like. He just really is constantly just antagonizing any guest that he has on. And they were like on some sort of like date, I think. It was when he was doing some weird like dating video, and he just said Eric Andre tried to get him like fucked up on like shots.
So
and I was like, but you were in charge of the video.
Yeah.
This is on you.
It was funny.
I bet it was.
But he does like, poke the bear.
Yeah.
Eric Andre.
They did another one in that movie where like somebody comes in. Tiffany Haddish comes in and she's like, "Have you guys seen these guys? I'm gonna if I find them, I'm gonna fucking kill them. Like they like stole my car." And she has pictures of Eric Andre and then the other star of the movie. She's like, and she's in a diner, just walking around talking to people. And she's going, "Have you seen this guy? Like, if I see this guy, I'm gonna fucking kill him. Can you like tell me where he is?" She's putting up flyers everywhere. She leaves, and then 5 minutes later, they come in.
Oh no!
And they come in, and people are like, "Oh my god, those are the guys."
Does anyone tattle?
Yeah, and then they are there, and then they leave again, and Tiffany just comes back in, and she's like, "Just wondering if anyone's seen these guys." And this woman's like, "Oh shit, like they're right over there." Like it's just so great.
Oh my god,
It's a blast.
Oh, that's dope. So you have a podcast with your friends where you discuss these shows?
So it's pretty much it. It's a YouTube channel and it's a Patreon where they, I just do them sometimes. It's my friend's business, but we do comedy commentary tracks over TV shows. So people can like join the Patreon and then you watch the show and listen to our commentary doing riffing bits and stuff.
Like mystery science.
Exactly like that. Yeah, exactly. But we watch like The Greatest Showman. We watch that Connie Britton show, Dirty John.
Dirty John.
And then there's the second season, Dirty John Betty, the Betty Broderick story.
It's
Unbelievable show.
Wild.
It's crazy, but it's all
which is
very
based on a podcast.
Can you do
Yes.
Crossroads next with Britney Spears?
Well, Guilty Pleasures just
Guilty
did it.
Pleasures.
Huge shout out. Yeah, go check that out.
Oh my goodness, that's from off.
Oh yeah, it's a blast. Brittany. But we haven't talked about Cruel Summer yet.
Ladies.
Have you watched Cruel Summer?
Are you watching Cruel Summer?
Nope.
I feel like, Ariel, do you like sexy teen Myrtle High School shows? I feel like the smut of it could
I
might get
absolutely
ya.
do. I absolutely do. I just feel like, I guess there are so many of them. I don't know which ones are good and which ones are not. And then, there's just the time commitment to watch them is a bit more than I can handle. I usually get through like 45 minutes of TV a night. And so, to get through a season of like a smutty high school teen murder, it would take me like a month. But and then you guys like, you know me, know that like when I watch something, I really get into it. Right. And so if I were watching a like teen smut show, every night for a month, I would be a different person. Right. I'd come in here with my like middle part and I mean my hormones would be raging. I don't know what happens. It's like when I watch shows like that. Ned and I watched this one show that was like, it was like a crossover show. It was like a teen murder show, but it also had a little bit of like magic or fantasy in it.
The Magicians?
And it might have been the Magicians. It might have been the show that Miles
Cursed.
hates.
Cursed.
Might be Cursed. But I just remember Ned and I were watching that every night, and we would like talk about it, and like we didn't think about anything else. We were like we were immersed in the world.
You were deep in,
and we were looking forward to watching it later. We're like, okay, so what happened? I'm just making sure that I know what happened so that we can get it back into it. And yeah, it was a lot. It's a lot. It's it's not even just a time commitment. It's like a full body commitment for me.
Yeah.
Smut just does that.
I respect that.
You know your limit.
I do.
Well, I don't know if anything in Cruel Summer would like entice you in this way.
Really?
Like, it's kind of a mystery, but also just kind of batshit crazy.
Yeah.
And like it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't think they know where they're going.
I don't know that they do.
I don't know that they know.
Yeah, it's like Lost meets 13 Reasons Why. It's like, so the premise is like...
Meets a psycho, because that guy
Yeah.
kind of looks like Norman Bates. I'm like, how are they finding all these actors that look like the guy that, what was his name, Perkins?
Yeah, right. So the
Perkins.
premise of the show is like this girl goes missing, she gets kidnapped. The show takes place in 3 different timelines.
1992? Or does it start 93? It
I
either
think
starts in
it's-
1992 or
it's
1993 and goes to 1995.
And
That's
it's
just a reason for young actors to dress up as in 90s clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, the
Yeah.
outfits are fantastic, but it takes place in 3 different timelines. And you know the 3 different timelines because the first one is just like looks like normal. The second one is like, whoa, this is a little contrasty. And then the third one is like, whoa.
Blue.
This is blue and looks contrasty.
Yeah.
It looks like a black and white film.
Yeah.
It's
Whoa.
very weird. But
And the main girl goes from fake braces, perfect smile, to no braces, straight hair,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a little like 90s sexy, to a wig that has been hacked with some scissors.
What?
And then there's like lightly showing a little bit after that, I think.
I don't know.
I've been getting confused by the flash forwards.
It's not very efficient. I'm like, what timeline are we in?
Yeah,
I'm
'cause it's-
sorry.
Yeah.
This sounds really weird.
Sounds like a ride.
Sounds
Yeah,
really
it's a-
weird.
It's a wild ride
It's a wild ride.
And so why is it called Cruel Summer?
Because it takes place during the summer.
during the summer.
That's it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And there's people who are
And there's a
cruel.
mystery, and it was a little cruel.
Yeah.
What happened?
5 different timelines?
3.
3? Okay.
3
Three.
years.
And at the
Yeah.
beginning it
Maggie's
goes,
like, I'm never watching.
no, I wouldn't recommend it. But
No.
it's at the beginning of the episode, it's like the following takes place on June 25th, 1992, 93, and 94. And it's like,
the series of events that are about to unfold, and it's
Yeah.
like a typewriter, and you're like,
Okay.
you're like, what?
Like
what
Gossip
are we doing here?
like a Gossip Girl almost.
Yeah.
Ooh, Gossip Girl, though.
Yeah.
Hit me
Gossip
where
Girl's really good. Gossip Girl's coming back. Do you see?
What?
You didn't know that?
Is
Didn't
it
they
gonna
figure
be
out
the
who it
same
was?
without
A reboot?
Serena?
No way.
Yeah, they found out who Gossip Girl was at the end.
I know. A reboot, though. Maybe I could be in it.
You should message
Gossip
them.
Girl. Hey, dear Mr. Adam Brody.
Dear.
Now, who's in that show? Was it Adam Brody?
No, that's
No,
Who's
that's
the
OC.
other guy? Who's the other guy?
It was
From-
Ed Westwood.
The guy
Westwick,
from You.
who
You.
we don't stand, and then the what's his
What's
name? Dan.
Dan Humphrey?
Yeah, Dan.
Dan Humphrey.
I'm honored to have been able to sit with you. I feel like this is a delight. Just really sit down, talk about our feelings, and that's. You guys are great. Keep doing the Lord's work over here.
The Lord's
The
work.
podcast, the vibe is good here. People love the vibe. The comments are always just like, "This is soothing." People are loving it. So keep up the good work.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks, Miles.
Thanks, Miles.
And thanks,
Yeah.
audience, for, liking what we're putting out there.
And
Yeah.
tuning in every week.
And tuning in every week.
Yeah.
Rate and subscribe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Spotify, other places. Email us.
Yeah.
You can sit with us pod@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
We will be looking at those emails, and we
Yeah.
will be answering some
Mhm.
questions at some point. But yeah, in the meantime,
Wash your hands. Get
Be cool.
vaccinated.
all right, bye.
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 Bye.